government has a right to track revenues. And with an estate the size Mrs. Twine is inheriting, we want to make sure she knows the taxes on it could reach 7 figures.
The will isn't probate. It could be tied up for a year.
Better for your client to be aware of me now, so there's no funny business.
Hey, look here. I took out a second mortgage on my building so that I could pay the back taxes. Now, does that sound like somebody who's trying to cheat you?
No offense, but your late husband made a career out of gypping the government.
Ah, this is totally uncalled for, Grandike.
We'll simply continue investigating the little lady's company.
Oh, I love it when you talk dirty.
I'm not surprised, considering some of the shady characters you've done business with.
Hey, just put it in the bedroom back there, will you?
You're gonna have sound like Carnegie Hall when I get done, you know that? Next stop's that apartment on Fernley Road, then you're done for the day.
Gotcha. See you tomorrow, Al.
Righto. Part of the quality's the speakers you bought, but it's the house, too. What is this place? 50, 60 years old? Great acoustics, whatever it is. Is there something the matter?
I know you. From high school, Mount Carmel, right? You're Amarillo, aren't you?
And you're Petey Terranova's brother, right?
Yeah, yeah. Vinnie, how you doing?
Yeah, I was real sorry to hear about your brother.
Yeah. Man, I remember you from high school, man. You were the best tight end I ever saw. You know, I spent my whole freshman year trying to be like you. I even tried to run like you.
I had great legs, huh?
You could have been another Ditka.
Well, I could still have the heart attack.
You know, it's not bad enough for these guys that Isaac had a coronary. They want to give me one, too.
Didn't you ever talk to Isaac about the living trust I suggested?
Yeah, I talked to him about it, and he listened. He always listened, and then I guess he still wound up thinking, well, when I die, she's going to get everything anyway, so... Isaac, why, didn't you know this was going to all come down on my head?
Amber, come on, please. Don't tear yourself up. We can get past this.
How?
How is my department.
Just don't like being so dependent on you.
Don't worry, your image is intact. You're still the most self-sufficient woman I know. And the most appealing.
It's nice to know the bloom isn't off the rose, but I doubt the IRS is going to give a damn about that.
I started taking steps the moment I got wind of what they had in store for you, to build you as much protection as possible. Now, the first thing I'd like you to do is deal with the Terranova problem.
What Terranova problem?
He's a criminal, a felon, one of those shady characters that keeps you under the IRS microscope.
Roger, he's a friend. He did nothing but good for Shakala while Isaac was alive, and he's been there for me ever since Isaac died.
He may be a good guy, but he carries baggage. For Shakala's sake, you should sever ties with Mr. Terranova immediately.
Vinnie. Vinnie's been good to me, Roger.
Yeah, I had a ton of schools chasing me to play football in. Notre Dame, Boston College, Pitt.
I'm surprised you didn't just take your wife along with you. She could have led cheers for you.
Pregnant? No way, Vin. I didn't stick around Mount Carmel to finish my senior year. Priest thought that a high school father would corrupt the school. It was the dark ages then. Yeah. So I dropped out and got a job delivering for my old man's lumber company.
Yeah, I remember something like that.
Besides, I played enough semi-pro football and rec league hoops to figure out my body would only last so many years. But Connie, my wife, I knew she'd always be at home to give me a big kiss when I come through the door.
What, she didn't want you to run IBM? She didn't want to run it herself?
Never entered her mind. She's happy just raising the 3 best kids in the world. That's harder than run a business. Can't fire your kids, right?
Well, that's true.
But she's gonna have my butt on a platter if I don't get to the market and get some of Mr. DeSorbio sausage for dinner. Hey, why don't you come eat with us tonight? You can tell the kids what a stud their old man used to be, huh?
I don't know. Well, you know, a guy like me with my reputation, I might upset the neighbors.
What are you talking about? I got uncles make you look like St. Francis of Assisi. Besides, Connie would love to meet Pete's brother.
Hello.
Vinnie, it's me.
Hey, how you doing? Can you hold on for a second? I got a friend here. He's just out the door. Hold on a minute. What time for dinner?
7. Bring your appetite.
All right, I'll see you then. Hello?
Vinnie, I don't want to offend you. It's important that you understand that.
I don't think you could offend me even if you wanted to.
Well, I need you to sign a statement saying that you're no longer connected with Shakala. My lawyer insists on it.
Hey, Amber, this is me, remember? Terranova with 2 R's, you don't have to explain anything. I told you I'd try to help you any way I could, and I meant it. You just have the guy draw up the papers and send them over. I'll sign them. On one condition.
What's that?
I still get to see you.
You got a deal. Thanks, Vinnie.
Okay, goodbye. There's 2 seconds left, right? 40,000 people screaming at the top of their lungs. Mount Carmel's down by 5 points. It's pouring rain outside. The ball is like a greased pig. So the quarterback takes the ball and he heaves a Hail Mary into the end zone, but it's 20 yards from where your old man's running his pattern. So he races over to it with 3 guys hanging all over him. He reaches out with one hand, his bad hand, and he snatches it right out of the sky. We beat Brother Rice and win the championship.
Really?
Would I lie to you, huh?
That's great, Dad.
Yeah, you'll make a better catch someday.
Now if he doesn't get to bed right now, time to hit the road, pal.
Come on, Mom.
Let me march him upstairs, will you? And check his homework.
All right.
And tell your big sister she melts that tape or she don't have to bother coming home from school anymore.
Hey, we'll get the ball out tomorrow, little Al. We'll throw it around, huh?
Okay, Dad. Good night.
Good night, buddy. Good night, sweetheart.
Night.
Listen
go,
to your
Mom.
big sister now.
Good night.
I'll be up to check you.
Thank you, Tammy.
40,000 people?
So I'm not very good with numbers, so what?
I like the touch with the bad hand. That was smooth.
Oh, thank God.
See what you're missing? Noise, dirty dishes, kids who don't think they need sleep.
I love it.
You don't have a family. You don't leave anything behind when you die. That's what Al always says. So there a story about why you're not married yet?
You gonna ask me if I liked your sauce or not?
Hey, I saw where your dinner went. No sense asking a question. I already know the answer.
And I told you she was a pistol.
I just want to know what the deal is with you and the girls. Or do you like boys, huh, Vinnie?
Yeah, right, yeah.
Hey, come on. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Yeah, I like boys.
I'm just
Yeah,
asking,
okay.
just asking. Now, what's her name?
Come on, Vinnie, what's her name?
Hey, turn that down. What is it with you
Come
kids?
on,
How many
boys,
times your
come
father's
on,
coming
go.
upstairs?
Come on,
Every
too much.
time.
Lights out.
Walk
Go.
this out.
Vincent Terranova?
Yeah? Why don't you just use the front door?
People don't open the front door for guys like me. Here.
What?
The contract gives the band a release option in the event of a management change.
There's no management change. I'm right here.
Yeah, you are. But with Isaac gone. Look, my boys just want to sign with a label that's got a little more clout.
The boys, when they couldn't get a gig to sing Happy Birthday, Isaac and I stuck right by them.
Hey, I'm a loyalist to a point. But the band's interests are what I have to think about. I'm sorry.
It's all right.
No hard feelings?
Haven't got many of them left.
You can probably tie Lenny's band to the option clause.
I don't want anybody working with me against their will.
Hope I'm not interrupting anything here.
Vinnie, hi. This is Roger.
Mr. Terranova, I'm Roger Totlin, Mrs. Twine's lawyer.
Yeah? You the one I should thank for this?
What is that?
It's a restraining order.
Restraining order.
Yeah. Mr. Totlin here sent me an official warning to stay away from this company. And you.
Roger, how could you do something like that without asking me? You are my lawyer, not my guardian.
It has nothing to do with Mr. Terranova personally. It's just a legal device to protect you.
You need protection from me.
No, I didn't know anything about this. I mean, Roger doesn't know anything about the arrangement that you had with Isaac and me.
Isaac was a flamboyant character with exotic taste. You're a widow trying to keep your company afloat. You can't afford to freelance the way he did.
I would do nothing to jeopardize Shakala.
But your criminal record does. This could lead to government scrutiny, something Shakala doesn't need. Maybe you should see his record.
I've seen it. Well, when you sold Dead Dog Records to us, I needed to know what we were getting into.
You see that? I got nothing to hide.
As your lawyer, I have to tell you that associations of this kind carry the taint of illegitimacy. I'm sure you've had ample experience with blind justice and unpleasant publicity. Your curriculum vitae?
Hey, man, I don't need any nickel and dime career analysis from you.
You're a loyal friend of Amber's, so I'm sure you'll have no problem signing this. It simply absolves Mrs. Twine of responsibility for any illegal activity you may have been involved in during your tenure here.
Do you want me to sign this?
He's covering my butt.
I'll have my lawyer look at it. don't like this guy.
He's a Park Avenue lawyer. Nobody likes him.
He's got an attitude.
Not an indictable offense, my friend.
Yeah, well, he's using amber.
Oh, you don't know that.
I can feel it.
You're a little territorial, aren't we, Vinnie?
And what's that supposed to mean?
Look, this guy Totland may just be trying to make a strong-willed woman believe that he can take better care of her than she can herself. You sure you're not trying to prove the same thing?
Amber and I have a professional relationship.
Yeah, so did Napoleon and Josephine.
Hey, what are you, Dr. Ruth? Why don't you give it a rest?
So, when did the show close?
It didn't. I just couldn't take it anymore.
So 2 years of dinner theater must have seemed like an eternity.
I told my agent if I had to sing Sunrise, Sunset one more time while the audience was sawing away at their prime rib, my next performance was going to be suicide. So, here I am, reading for every part in town.
I'm glad you're home, Zoe. But, you don't really need to stay here, do you?
I told you, my sublet isn't up for another week. The guy won't vacate any sooner. You're gonna throw me out?
No, I'm not gonna throw you out. It just seems a little funny. I mean, you have other girlfriends in town. I think you want to babysit me.
They're all actresses. And they're either after the same part I'm after, or they're agonizing over their last failed affair, or their next gray hair. I'm not looking for a competitor. I'm looking for a babysitter.
All right. Well, then you brush your teeth and you study your lines, or no TV.
Okay. Okay.
All right. So I'm gonna be back in a few hours, and then we can schmooze about everything. I look okay?
You look great. This guy's special?
Strictly business.
Oh.
May I help you, sir?
Yeah. I want to leave these for Mrs. Twine, okay?
Evening, Mrs. Twine.
Good evening, Charles.
Hi.
Hi.
I was just in the neighborhood, and, I wanted to give you these.
Oh, Vinnie. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Peace offering?
I just didn't want you to think I was mad at you.
Okay.
Want to get a cup of coffee?
Damn, I've got an appointment.
Well, let me drive you.
No, that's okay. I can take a cab.
What do you want to do, hurt my feelings twice in the same day? You know, that wasn't a very nice thing you did.
Well, I didn't do anything.
Well, somebody did.
Vinnie, look, I don't know how many times I have to tell you this. Roger was only doing what he thought was in my best interest. I don't know how I can make it any clearer than that.
Okay. Apology accepted.
What apology? Good night. Thank you.
Good night.
Good night.
Come on, you. All right, I'm going.
You could have financial security for the rest of your life. Why don't you let me find you a buyer for Shakala?
Now, why would I want you to find me a buyer for Shakala, Roger?
So you won't have to wage any more wars.
All I want to do is run Shakala. It's the only thing that I can reach out and touch to remind me that Isaac and I made our dream happen.
Maybe you should pursue new dreams. Just think about what I said, would you?
I'm tired of thinking. Sometimes I feel like I just want to hitch a ride on a magic carpet.
See, that's exactly what I'm talking about. You've always been the anchor at Shakala, and I know what it's taken out of you. But I think you're more beautiful than ever.
You said that before, never followed up on it.
That was 12 years ago. I was young and selfish. marriage wasn't an option.
Isaac always said that that meant the best man had won.
Ouch.
Ooh. We remained friends, though. I always thought that made you real special.
I want to be a lot more special, Amber.
Wanting to and being able to are two completely different things.
I understand that now.
What's the occasion?
Well, there's no occasion, really. I need a card that makes a point, you know?
Well, what's the point you want to make?
You see, I know this woman, and she's too smart for her own good. She's got a head like a rock. I'm trying to help her out with something, and she won't listen to anything I say.
Well, what you want is a book. That way, if she won't read it, you can hit her on the head with it. It's a problem in relationships.
Yeah. Yeah, what about this one here? Yeah, that one.
Been a bestseller for months, but I'll be damned if I know why. It's utter claptrap.
That's all right. All she's got to do is read the title.
That gentleman from earlier tonight stopped by with a couple of things for you. They're right here. He didn't leave a note or anything.
You didn't have to.
Would you have some of this? You're making me feel guilty here.
I've got 2 auditions today.
How do you stand it after all these years?
What?
The constant preparation, the constant rejection. I don't get it.
Huh. I view it positively. Professional rejection keeps me so depressed. I don't think about all the other things I'm missing.
What, like love, marriage, and the baby carriage?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Uh-huh, yeah. I never thought I'd hear you say that. So, are there any possibilities?
One. He's what I would call deeply trivial. Why do they always disappoint you?
Well, your track record when it comes to men hasn't been exactly brilliant over the years.
Slim pickings. You'll find out.
I'm not looking.
You've got needs just like me. And I'm not talking about hormonal urges. I'm talking that dark, forbidding, neurotic need of women that strikes terror in the hearts of men everywhere. The C word. Commitment.
You are so crazy. I figure if they can't stand the heat, they should get out of the kitchen.
Sometimes you are so damn tough. You know that? You are so sure of yourself. God, before Isaac came along, I was convinced you'd make somebody a better husband than a wife.
I just feel so lost sometimes. I never felt like that before.
I feel that way every day.
Why don't I find that comforting?
So, the one who brings flowers to the business dinner, would I like him?
Gee, I don't know.
Good men should be recycled, you know.
Roger Totland comes from an immigrant family. They landed at Plymouth Rock. Since then, they've just been sitting around amassing wealth. Naturally, Roger joined his dad's firm, which is squeaky clean. It's blue blood money, blue chip clients, Federated Motors, Unideck, Digital Electronics, etc.
Yeah, I get the picture, Frank.
Now listen, if you got so much energy, we'll give you an investigation. You can burn some of it off.
Tired of being a voyeur in other people's lives. You can't just give up one life and go back to your old one like that.
Maybe it's time you came in out of the cold. Stop going undercover.
No, that's not it.
Is there something else going on here?
Why does everybody keep implying that I'm some kind of a lovesick puppy? Amber's my friend. I'm just trying to help her.
I didn't say anything about Amber Twine.
I guess I did.
Well, I wouldn't worry about it. In my limited experience, when a woman doesn't want you to be confused anymore, she unconfuses you very fast. I think the smart ones let you think you've done it yourself.
Yeah? Well, what about the smart lawyers, Frank? Because I know this Totland is bad news.
But he has to be, doesn't he, Vince? He's the competition.
I'm gonna get you, Roger.
No, it's not the first time. How many games in a row is that, anyway?
15. You want to go again?
Oh.
Or would you rather see if we can make some new friends?
I'd rather get an update on Amber Twine.
Not necessary. The Unidac project is in the bag. All I need her to do is sign on the dotted line.
Yeah, well, I thought you were supposed to be the sentimental type, you know, digging her heels at the first mention of redevelopment.
Women are easy.
I guess Blondie out here won't be much of a challenge.
I want to thank you for reasoning out the situation. Just one more and we'll be finished. This will be a major relief for Amber.
Yeah, I bet. You can discuss it over one of those cozy little candlelit dinners of yours.
You were spying on me? Well, you got some big brass, Vinnie.
Look, if you want to be a puppet for this guy, that's fine with me.
Hey, I make my own decisions. If I want to sell Shakala and get out of the business, that's my concern, not yours. You understand what I'm saying to you? I do what I want.
You're selling the company?
Hey, yeah, that's right, Vinnie. Read my lips. I'm selling the company. I'm getting out of the business. I'm tired of the wars.
Well, you have to her money. Where did you find this guy? Yuppies are us?
Oh, that's it. Get out of here.
She is getting a premium price for the business, enough to cover her inheritance tax and leave a very comfortable sum to enjoy. Which makes me wonder if you might not be the one trying to ride her financial coattails.
I'm not the one with the overhead.
No, why don't you punch him in the nose? It'd be a typical solution for you, wouldn't it?
What, are you trusting this guy with your cranium or your crotch?
Have you read this?
What? No. Oh, God, no.
The obsessive female subconsciously desires mistreatment by men because she believes, though won't admit it, that it is what she deserves. The cycle of subservience continues, therefore, because it fulfills the training she received from her mother.
Oh, please. It sounds like this Dr. Kirk had his id stepped on a few too many times by his mother.
What does that say about your friend Vinnie? He gave you this Mr. Babel. I have 3 analysts that could make a full-time project out of him.
You know, doll, this is kind of required reading for me right now.
Sorry.
I never considered my life in terms of gross market value.
What?
I mean, Shakala was never based on accumulating money. I mean, even when times were bad, we lived well. I never stopped to think about what it was worth.
So what are you worth?
Net. Net after inheritance taxes and commissions and attorney's fees, capital gains. Zoe. $11 million. Cash.
Don't be too impressed by that money. It's a terrible trap.
Oh, really? Well, this is a trap I could learn to live with.
Yeah, you can learn to live alone with it. Being completely self-sufficient means you never have to commit to anybody or anything. It gets you thinking that non-commitment is the safest investment, but it brings you 0 return.
Doing that already. I'm sitting here compartmentalizing my life. I'm creating a portfolio of relationships to fit with my new financial status.
Right. Let's just see what you've got here. You've got the Totland file and you've got the Terra Nova file. Now with Totland, you've got the Dunhill suit and the velvet tongue, trained in New Haven to understand matters of money only too well. And in the Terra Nova file, you've got a foul-mouthed grease monkey who thinks Hallmark is the answer to every crisis of emotion, and when that doesn't work, he makes obscene remarks about your personal parts.
He was angry, though. I don't even think he knew what he was saying.
First you slapped the guy, and now you're making excuses for him? Seems to me he's your emotional choice. When I move back to my place, who's going to help you think about these things?
Roger's just protecting me. Roger. Let's see what's on your curriculum vitae. Yale. Yale is pal. Crew Skull and Bones. Sounds like a Southside home invader. Full partner at age 30. Oh, that's very impressive. Full of crap for a lifetime. Blue chip clients, Federated Motors, Unidac, Digital Electronics. Unidac. Unidac.
I've been over it all. The agreement's in order. Now my secretary marked the appropriate places for you to sign.
Great. Oh, excuse me. Hello?
Mr. Terranova's on the line.
All right, put him through. Hi, I'm right in the middle of a meeting.
I'm real sorry about what happened yesterday.
Oh, me too.
And there's no excuse for saying what I did to you. I'm just glad you don't weigh 200 pounds.
So am I.
I'm telling you, you got one hell of a right. I got this big welt on my face.
Look, can we talk about this later? I'm really right in the middle of all this.
Oh, yeah, all right, sure. Listen, do you know that Unidac is buying up the buildings around your block?
Yeah, I've seen some signs.
Well, people are losing their livelihoods.
Yeah, and your point is what?
Your friend's law firm represents Unidac. Amber? Amber?
Thank you. Unidac. Get out, Roger.
Amber, please.
Get out.
You're not being rational.
I'm not being rational. Mr. Schmeling, after executing this purchase, does your firm intend to resell the company to Unidac?
Why would we do that?
Gee, I don't know. Then I guess nobody has any objections to an addendum to this agreement, giving me the right of first refusal to buy back Shakala should you want to sell it any time over the next 10 years.
Amber, we've got a deal on the table. You accepted. Now, we can't go back and renegotiate. You're throwing away millions.
No, I'm not. I still have my company. What I am throwing away, Roger, is your commission and you. Now get out.
Amber, let's just take a second.
Take a walk.
Forget it, Roger. I don't think you handled this woman too well.
Mr. Schmeling, please, we can make this work.
Is it coming through okay?
Excuse me. I'm looking for Vinnie Terranova.
Hey, Vin, you better get out here.
How you doing?
I'm still in business. You were right about Roger.
I know.
Oh, well, there's a gracious acceptance speech. Here's your book back.
Did you read it?
I didn't read it. I couldn't get past the cover.
What are you so mad about?
I'm not mad.
Yes, you are.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are. You're mad and you're stubborn. I practically begged you not to buy into that guy's act. But he buys a little candlelight dinner and some champagne, and all of a sudden you can't think straight anymore.
Oh, I can think just fine.
Yeah,
all
you
right?
could have fooled me.
That's a short trip.
Help me out here, will you?
You just stay out of this, okay, please? What am I supposed to do, gush gratitude?
Oh, you? No, I doubt it.
I should have mailed you this stupid book.
Then why didn't you?
I don't know. You, Mr. Insight. Why don't you tell me?
Because you wanted to see me, that's why.
Fine. I've seen you, so I'm leaving.
Oh, good. I'm thrilled.
Good. I'm ecstatic.
Okay, fine, good.
Well, since you two are so happy, why don't you come over tonight? My wife's making manigot, specialty of the house.
You want me to go with her? What, you out of your mind? I'd rather stay here and eat razor blades.
Well, that might improve your personality.
I mean, hey, I thought you were leaving.
I am. I'm out of here.
Good.
Hey, where you going? You're not gonna let a little joust like this ruin everything.
All the kids, even the girls, it's like they were born with ants in their pants. And this guy here, you should see how he gets around. God, I swear he's part monkey. Climbing trees, climbing fences, climbing ladders. I keep telling Big Al here, we're gonna have to install safety nets under everything that's more than a foot off the ground.
Looks like he's gonna be an athlete, huh?
Yeah, well, you know, that's what Al was. Best looking guy I ever saw in a pair of shoulder pads. And out of him? Oh, boy, you should have seen him when he was 17 years old.
Hey, I haven't heard any
Let's
complaints
go
lately.
get ice cream. Come on, Dad. You know you want some.
You don't need any ice cream. Your mother made cannolis.
Right.
Come on, what kind of paisan are you anyway?
I'll take her. She just wants to see Bobby the Fisquelli at the candy store.
Bobby the who?
Too so. Bobby's your little lamb chop. I heard you talking about him with Cynthia and Becky.
Hey, come on. Time out!
Oh, excuse me, will you?
You right, Vinnie?
Yeah, fine. I'll be back in a minute.
Want a drink?
No, thanks.
A little bicarb, maybe? Or you just want me to hold your hand?
What kind of a crack is that?
No crack. Just when I see a friend of mine get the yips, I want to help him out. Tell him he's going to be all right. Which in your case, there's no vote.
Just exactly what is my case.
Come on. I really gotta tell you, man, you are crazy about that woman. Even more than I thought when I was watching you two fight. You think every word that comes out of her mouth is the smartest thing you ever heard.
You are out of your mind.
Not me, pal. I'm on the outside looking in. Which is a better view than what you got. But one thing, I can tell you why you're in here moping around.
Connie's just too good of a cook, that's all. I should have stopped after the second helping.
You ain't stuffed. You're just scared. See, you see yourself as me 5 years down the line. Wife, kids, mortgage, dirty dishes, and you want it. You want it bad. Only just a little scared, that's all.
Let me explain something to you. I've got no wife, and I've got no prospects.
I think this Ann will do just fine.
Yeah, all right, yeah, she would. All right, you happy? Is that what you wanted to hear?
Why'd you go after her? Full court press, Pally.
Because we're just friends, that's why.
You mean you? You're not?
No, we're not. I wish.
Wishing ain't gonna make it happen, pal.
That won't be necessary. Oh, who's that?
I can't say. That's my Uncle Nick. He was killed in World War II.
Okay, now that's your father.
Yeah.
Is that you?
No, that's my brother Pete. I really missed them. Did you know my mother married a gangster? That's all right, though. It's a story with a happy ending. My mother fell in love with this guy that was her girlhood sweetheart. Rudy Ayupo and my mother were in love when they were teenagers. And when he turned to a life of crime, my mother wouldn't have anything more to do with him. So more than 50 years later, they meet at this neighborhood Christmas dance, and the romance rekindled. Now, Rudy gave up his life of crime, so my mother agreed to marry him. Now, I tried to stop it, but when I saw them together, I realized I had something very special. After my brother died, I thought I'd never see my mother happy again. When she's around Rudy, you should see her. It's like she's renewed, you know, so full of life. She's like a different person. And the very night that he popped the question, he got arrested for being in the country illegally. And my mother had to choose between her marriage or staying in the country. So now on the night of the wedding, Rudy reconciled with his brother, who he hadn't spoken with in over 40 years. Yeah, 40 years. So the old guys switched places, and the immigration agents deported his brother Tito, who was using his mother's maiden name because of the bad blood between the brothers. So when he and my mother get back, they're gonna come back as Mr. and Mrs. Tito Armini and live in Tito's old house.
And no one will ever know?
Yeah, well, some of the people in the neighborhood will know, but as long as Rudy keeps his nose clean, I don't think the authorities will bother with a retired barber.
We'll live happily ever after.
Well, knock on wood. You know what I'm gonna do?
What?
I think I'm gonna surprise my mother and give her a call.
It's a great idea.
Yeah, it's exactly what I'm gonna do.
Grazie. Signore, posso offrirle qualcos'altro?
No, grazie.
Va bene.
I'll tip the boy. Signor. Why don't you answer?
There's nobody I want to talk to. pronto.
Ma?
Vincenzo, what's wrong?
Nothing's wrong, Mom. We're just calling to say hello.
Oh, everything's all right. Oh, Vincenzo, I'm happy you called. It's a wonderful surprise. We just got here this morning. Ah, the lake country is breathtaking.
Oh, yeah? How was Florence?
It's the most wonderful city on earth. And we saw every inch of it. Rudy says Firenze is the cauldron of modern civilization. Why are you calling?
I was just, talking with someone about you and just wanted to call.
Who is this someone?
She's a friend of mine. You know, we're just sitting around looking at all the old pictures. And then Dad and Pete and your wedding. Ma? You there?
Oh, yes, I'm here.
Oh, so, let's see. Como's your next stop, isn't it? Isn't that where you're stopping next, Lake Como?
Yes, I'll talk to you soon. Ciao.
She hung up.
Get up. We're packing. We have to call the airport. We're going home.
What are you talking about?
It's Vincenzo. He's found a girl. This is the one.
He said this?
Well, not in so many words, but a mother knows. Oh, this is wonderful. My Vinnie has a girl. Come on, get up. We've got to pack.